Hello students, welcome to Interconnecting Physics. Today I will explain you the combination of capacitors in which we will study the capacitors connected in series and capacitors connected in parallel. And we will see how the capacitance is affected by these combinations, and we will also come to know about equivalent capacitance. So without wasting time, let's get started. For regular updates, you can follow me on given links. So combination of capacitors comes in two forms: capacitors in series and number two, capacitors in parallel. So when the two or more capacitors are said to be in series, two or more capacitors are said to be in series when the right plate of one capacitor is connected to the left plate of the another capacitor. And similarly, the right plate of the second capacitor is connected to the left plate of the other capacitor. Okay, such that the total charge through each capacitor is same. Okay, so I repeat again, two or more capacitors are said to be in series if the right plate of one capacitor is connected to the left plate of the other capacitor such that the magnitude of charge through each capacitor is same when they are connected to some battery. So let's understand the concept, what is going to happen here. Okay, let us suppose we have three capacitors, 1, 2 and 3. They are connected in series and they are connected to some source whose potential is V. Okay, now when these capacitors are connected to some battery, then the positive charge will keep on flowing and this left plate of capacitor 1 becomes positively charged. And how much charge will flow here? The charge will flow till the potential approaches to some certain value. Let us say the potential of capacitor 1 becomes V1, and at this stage the charge will stop flowing and this plate will become positively charged. Okay, when positive charge goes through the left plate of the capacitor, it gets positively charged. And how much charge will flow? Answer is, the charge will keep on flowing till the potential increases to some certain value. Let us say that certain value is V1 and charge at that time is plus Q on the left plate of the first capacitor. Now, charging by induction. Do you remember? I taught you in first chapter, that is electric charges and fields, the methods of charging a conductor. And one of that method is charging by induction. Now, what happens in induction? In induction, two objects should be close to each other, close to each other, okay, and they are not touched. They are not touched. So here you see, we have two plates, we have two conducting plates, left plate, right plate, okay. Now this plate becomes positively charged now due to induction. This conducting plate, this is conducting plate, means it has equal number of positive charge and equal number of negative charge. Okay, now this positive charge will attract the negative charges of this place towards itself. Let's see here. This positive charge on the left plate of the capacitor 1 will attract the negative charge of the right plate of the capacitor 1 towards itself. So it means the positive charge will come on the other side of the plate. Okay, because due to attraction the negative charge will come inner side of the plate and the positive charge of this plate due to repulsion comes on the other side of the plate, that is outer side of the plate. Okay, now due to repulsion, due to positive repel each other, due to this repulsion this positive charge will move to the left plate of the capacitor C2. Okay, this positive charge due to repulsion of these positive charges here will move to the left plate of the capacitor C2 and obviously this becomes positively charged. Okay. Now again induction process happens here, and due to induction this positive charge will attract the negative charge of this conducting plate toward itself, and the positive charge of this plate will come on the outer side of the plate of the capacitor 2. Okay. Now again, because this capacitor is connected to third capacitor through a wire, so this positive charge, due to repulsion of these positive charges, will move to the left plate of the capacitor 3. Okay, and this becomes, left plate becomes positively charged. Again, due to induction, this positive charge will attract the negative charge of this plate, and this charge will come on the inner side of the plate, and due to repulsion, the positive charge of this right plate will come on the outer side of the plate. Now what will happen? Now these are connected to some battery. Okay. Now this positive charge will get neutralized through the negative electrons of this terminal of the battery. These positive charges will get neutralized by the negative charge present here. So we can say that this right plate of capacitor 3 becomes negatively charged. Similarly, the right plate of capacitor 2 becomes negatively charged. Similarly, the right plate of capacitor 1 becomes negatively charged, because positive charge is moving toward the plate of the capacitor 2 and again the capacitor 3. Okay, so it means the left plates of all the capacitors are positively charged and right plate of all the capacitors are negatively charged. And how much charge will flow to the capacitor 2? You see here, this is one-to-one interaction. I explained here how much charge will develop on capacitor 2. How much charge develop on capacitor 2? Because plus Q charge have been moved here. This is clear because the Q charge was the charge on the battery, and this plus Q charge have been moved to the first left plate of the first capacitor. Okay. Then this is one-to-one interaction, means one positive charge will attract one negative charge. One positive charge will attract one negative charge. It means the plus Q charge developed on the left plate of the capacitor 1. That means the same amount of opposite charge will be developed on the right plate of the capacitor 1. That is plus Q on the left plate and minus Q on the right plate. Now the question is, how much charge will flow to capacitor 2? Okay. So this is one-to-one interaction, means one positive charge will attract one negative charge. That means if minus Q charge is developed on the right plate of the capacitor 1, it means same amount of positive charge will move toward left plate of the capacitor 2. Okay, because this is one-to-one interaction. If one negative charge has come to the inner side of the right plate, that means one positive charge will come on the outer side of the plate. Okay, if one negative, one positive, one negative, one positive, one negative, one positive, one negative, one positive, it means equal amount of positive charge will move toward the left plate of the capacitor 2. Again, equal amount of charge will move toward the left plate of the capacitor 3. It means total charge through each plate will be same, that is Q. Each capacitor has charge in series combination is same, that is Q. This is the main key point of series combination, that charge in series combination on each capacitor remains same, and this charge is same as that of the charge on the battery. Okay. Now, so at the end what will happen? The battery gives charge Q and the same Q charge is given to each capacitor. Same Q charge. That means charge on each capacitor is same in the series combination. Okay. So, main key points for the series combination of the capacitors are: number 1, each capacitor in series combination has the same charge, say Q, and this much charge is being drawn from the battery, because battery has charge Q and the same charge is developed on each capacitor, whether C2, C3, C1. Okay. Now, what will about the potential? Okay. Now, let us come to know what will happen to the potential. Okay, we know that potential is work done divided by charge, but in series combination we are crossing the three capacitors. You know, if we have to move from point X to point Y, let us say, then it means we are crossing three capacitors, 1, 2 and 3. Without crossing capacitor 1, we can't go to the capacitor 2, and without crossing capacitor 2, we can't move toward the capacitor 3. So it means this work done will divide it into three parts, that is W1, that is work done across capacitor C1, W2 work done across capacitor C2, W3 work done across capacitor C3. Okay, so charge is same. So potential will be W1 plus W2 plus W3 divided by Q, and this W1 divided by Q will become V1, that is potential across C1 capacitor or potential difference across C1 capacitor, and this W2 divided by Q is the potential difference across C2 capacitor. Okay, and this W3 divided by Q is the potential difference across the third capacitor. So it means potential has been divided into three capacitors. If we have three capacitors, the potential has been divided into three parts. Now we cannot say potential is equally divided, or we can say potential is equally divided. Okay, potential can be equally divided to the capacitors. Okay, this potential can be equally divided to the capacitors or may not be equally divided to the capacitors. This will depend upon this relation, because according to definition of the capacitor, Q equal to C into V. Okay, then V is Q divided by C. Okay, so potential difference across first capacitor is Q divided by C1. Potential difference across second capacitor is Q divided by C2. Potential difference across third capacitor is Q by C3. So it means potential depends upon the capacitance of the capacitor. It depends upon the capacitance of the capacitor. Okay. If the capacitance of three capacitors is same, suppose C, 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 automatically the potential will be equally divided to all the capacitors. But if they have some different values, then obviously potential will depend upon these equations, and according to these relations, potential gets divided into the three plates. Sorry, three capacitors. Okay. So these are the main points. I repeat again. Number one, charge is same across the each capacitor. Potential gets divided into all capacitors, and potential divided depends upon the following relationships. Okay. So in exams, if you are asked for series combination of capacitor, then you don't have to write so much that what is happening actually, induction process. You just have to write just the definition of the capacitors in series, okay, diagram, and you have to calculate the capacitance. Okay, simple. So now potential is divided into three capacitor according to the equation V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now let us calculate capacitance. Okay, let us calculate capacitance. Okay, according to the definition of capacitance, Q equal to CV. So V will be equal to, so C will be equal to, C will be equal to Q divided by V. So divide this equation by Q, okay, on both sides. So V over Q, V1 over Q. Now if Q over V is C, it means V over Q will be 1 over C. Okay, so this become 1 over C, 1 over C1, 1 over C2 and 1 over C3. What is this C? This C is the total capacitance of the circuit. Total capacitance of the circuit, because the potential V is going from this point to this point. Okay. Total charge Q is moving from this point to this point. So it means in the whole circuit, the total capacitance is denoted by C, and this total capacitance of the whole circuit is called as the equivalent capacitance. So we write it as 1 over C equivalent equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus 1 over C3. C1 is the capacitance of the capacitor 1, C2 is the capacitance of the capacitor 2, and C3 is the capacitance of the capacitor 3. So this is the relationship for equivalent capacitance for capacitors in series. Suppose if we have n number of capacitors in series, then How will we draw the diagram? Like this, dot 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 and connected to some battery, okay, having voltage V, C1, C2, C3 up to so on Cn. Okay, so we write this equation as 1 over C equivalent equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus 1 over C3 plus up to so on 1 over Cn, and in summation form, if we write the limit of summation from I equal to 1 to n, then 1 over Ci. Okay, so this is the relationship for capacitance of the parallel plate. Sorry, this is the relationship for capacitance of the capacitors in series combination. Now, let us suppose we have only two capacitors C1 having capacitance C1 and capacitance C2 are in series. Then 1 over C equivalent will be 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2. Take the LCM C1, C2 and C1 plus C2. Okay. Then if 1 over C equivalent equal to C1 plus C2 over C1 into C2, then C equivalent will be C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Okay. So we use this formula for two capacitors in series. Let us explain this with example. For example, we have two capacitors, each of capacity 5 microfarad and 2 microfarad respectively are connected in series. Then use this relationship C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2, 5 into 2 divided by 5 plus 2, that is 10 divided by 7, and answer is 1.43 microfarad. And this effective capacitance of the capacitor in series combination is least of the individual capacitors. You know, we have two values here, 5 microfarad, 2 microfarad, and what is the least value? 2 microfarad, and it is less than that of least value of the capacitor, least value. Let us explain more. Suppose C1 is 1000 microfarad and C2 is 1 microfarad. You know, least value is 1 microfarad. So let us see what is equivalent capacitance. If we put the value, we get 0.99 microfarad. It means it is less than the least value of the capacitance, least value. So it means if you have 3 or 4 capacitors in series, one is 2000 microfarad, another is 1000 microfarad, and then 500 microfarad, and fourth is 2 microfarad. It means the value will be less than 2 microfarad. Okay, is that clear? Okay, now let's move further. How will we calculate the charge in the series combination of the capacitors? Let us explain this by taking example. Okay, let us suppose a 5 microfarad capacitor is connected in series with the 2 microfarad. Okay, 5 microfarad is connected in series with 2 microfarad, and this combination is joined to 100 volt battery. Okay, 100 volt battery. Okay, V is 100 volt. Okay, so calculate the charge from the source and charge on the each capacitor. Means we are not given with charge. Okay, so what is the charge? According to definition of capacitance, Q equal to C into V. Okay, we are given with V, we are given with C. No, we are not given with C because this is C equivalent. We are given with C1 and C2. So first calculate C equivalent. Okay, and if we have two capacitors, C equivalent in series is C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So 5 into 2, 5 plus 2, answer is 1.43 microfarad. So we have calculated C equivalent. Okay, now one point to be remembered here, the charge from the source and charge on each capacitor is same. It means you just have to calculate only Q. So put the value of C equivalent and put the value of potential which we are given with, that is 100 volt. So 1.43 microfarad into 100 volt. So 1.43 into 100 is 143, and 10 raised to power minus 6 micro becomes micro, and the SI unit of charge is coulomb. So 143 microcoulomb is charge on the battery, and same charge will be developed on the each capacitor, because in series combination the charge on each capacitor is same. Now second question is how to calculate the potential difference across each capacitor. Okay, this is obviously very important and good question, because you know that charge is same in series combination but potential gets divided. If we have two capacitors, it gets divided into two. If we have three capacitors, it gets divided into three terms. Okay. So let us explain by taking some exciting example. Suppose we have three capacitors, each of capacitance 9 microfarad. Okay. Suppose we have three capacitors and each have value 9 microfarad, 9 microfarad and 9 microfarad. Okay. So they are connected in series and they are connected to 120 volt battery. Okay, they are connected to some battery having voltage 120 volts. Okay, now what is the potential difference across each capacitor? Means you have to calculate V1, V2 and V3. Okay, so what is V1? It means V gets divided into three parts, V1 plus V2 plus V3. And you know, I told you here that potential gets divided depends upon these relations. Okay. So it means if we write V1 as Q over C1, V2 as Q over C2 and V3 as Q over C3, then we will able to get the potential difference across each capacitor. But before doing this, we have to calculate the total charge of the system. Okay, so how we calculate the total charge? Q equal to C equivalent into V. We are given with V. Okay, so let's calculate. So first of all, let's calculate C equivalent. Okay, then the formula is 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus 1 over C3. C1 is 9 microfarad, C2 is 9 microfarad, C3 is also 9 microfarad. So when we take LCM, we get 3 over 9. If 1 over C equivalent is 3 over 9, then C equivalent will be 9 over 3 and the answer is 3 microfarad. Now calculate the total charge, that is Q equal to C equivalent into V. Put the value of V, which is 120 volt. 120 into 3 is 360. Micro is micro and the SI unit of charge is coulomb. So 360 microcoulomb charge is on each capacitor. Okay, because charge is same in series combination. Now let us calculate the potential difference across each capacitor, which is V1 equal to Q over C1. Q is 360, C1 is 9 microfarad. Okay, so answer is 40 volt. Second one, answer is 40 volt, and third one, answer is 40 volt. Why answer is same? Because capacitance for each capacitor is same. I have already told you, if capacitance of each capacitor is same, then potential across each capacitor will be equally divided. Will be divided equally. But if the capacitance is different for each capacitor, okay, then it will depend upon the capacitance of each capacitor. Okay, is that clear? So we learned about how to calculate equivalent capacitance, how to calculate charge in series combination, and how to calculate potential difference across each capacitor in series combination. So these are very important concepts if you are preparing for competitive exam or if you have planned for scoring high in the 12th. Okay, so now the second one is capacitors in parallel. Okay, so two or more capacitors are said to be of parallel if left plate of each capacitor is connected to one terminal and right plate of each capacitor is connected to second terminal, and these two terminals are connected to some battery such that the potential across each capacitor is same. Earlier in series combination, charge was same. Here the potential is same. Charge gets divided. So let us suppose we have three capacitors C1, C2, C3. Left plates of all the capacitors connected to point X and right plates of all the capacitors connected to point Y, and these X and Y points are connected to some battery having voltage V, having potential V. Now, if this is the positive terminal of the battery, then positive charge will move through this wire and at this point, because it has three paths now. It has three paths, path number 1, path number 2, path number 3. So it means this charge will get divided into three parts, Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, so it gets divided into three parts. It means the left plate of capacitor 1 becomes positively charged, the left plate of capacitor 2 becomes positively charged, the left plate of capacitor 3 becomes positively charged. And how much charge will be taken by the capacitor? It depends upon this relation, Q equal to CV. If C equal to C1, Then it depends upon the capacitance of the capacitor. How much charge will be taken by the capacitor? It depends upon the capacitance of the capacitor. Now, due to induction process, this positive charge will attract the negative charge of the second plate of the capacitor and positive charge will move here. Okay. This positive charge of the capacitor will attract the negative charge of this plate and this negative charge will come inside the plate and positive charge will move outside the plate. Okay. Again happens for this. And this positive charge will get neutralized because this point become positive, this point become positive, this point become positive, and this positive charge will neutralized by the negative charge of this terminal of the battery. So wholly and solely right plate of the capacitors are negatively charged and the left plate of the capacitors are positively charged. Now here the charge is not same. Charge is Q equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 and this depends upon these relation how much charge will be distributed. This depends upon these relation, that is Q1 equal to C1V, Q2 equal to C2V, Q3 equal to C3V. If all the capacitances are same, equal charge will be distributed. But if the capacitance have different value, then accordingly charge will be distributed to each capacitor. Now we have calculated the charge. Now what is potential difference? You see here, if we see this positive terminal of the battery is connected to the left plate and this negative terminal of the battery is connected to the right plate, then automatically this is like this. This one capacitor is connected to battery. It means if potential V is present here, then what will be the potential difference here? V. Okay. If we see this positive terminal of the battery is connected to second capacitor, okay, then this will become positive and this negative is connected to the right terminal of the capacitor, then this will become negative. So it means what will be the potential difference across capacitor C2? It is again V. Similarly for capacitor C1, the potential is V. It means potential across each capacitor is same, that is V. Okay. Now we have calculated potential, we have calculated charge. Now let us calculate the capacitance. Okay. What is the formula for capacitance according to definition of capacitance? Q equal to C into V. So substitute the value of Q, which is C equivalent into V. What is C equivalent? It is the total capacitance of this system from point X to point Y. Okay, this is the total capacitance of the system, which is C equivalent. V is the total potential difference across each capacitor, which is same. Okay. And what is Q1? It is C1V. What is Q2? It is C2V. What is Q3? It is C3V. So if we take common V from the right side, then V cancels out with V and we will get equivalent capacitance for parallel combination is C1 plus C2 plus C3. Means it is the simple addition of all the capacitances of the capacitor. Okay. Now if we have n number of capacitors are connected in parallel, then equivalent capacitance will be C equivalent equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 up to Cn. If we want to write this in the summation form, then C equivalent will be I from 1 to n Ci. Okay. And if we have only two capacitors in parallel, then we write C equivalent equal to C1 plus C2. Okay. Now you see here, the capacitance of parallel combination is greater than any of the individual capacitance in the combination. Let us see this with example. In series combination, we saw that capacitance, net capacitance, that is equivalent capacitance, was decreasing. But this time in parallel combination, the equivalent capacitance is increasing. Suppose we have two capacitors, 5 microfarad capacitance and 2 microfarad capacitance respectively in parallel. So calculate the equivalent capacitance. You know the formula C1 plus C2 and it is 7 microfarad. You see here the capacitance is increasing. Okay. So it is clear that equivalent capacitance in the parallel combination is greater than any of the individual value. It is greater than 5 microfarad. It is greater than 2 microfarad. Okay. So now how to calculate the charge on each capacitor? Because you know charge has been divided in parallel combination. If we have two capacitors, it will be divided into two parts. If we have three capacitors, it will be divided into three parts. So let us explain this by taking example. Suppose a 5 microfarad capacitor is connected in parallel with 2 microfarad capacitor, and this combination is joined to 100 volts. Suppose we have two capacitors, 5 microfarad, 2 microfarad, and this is connected to some battery having voltage 100 volt. Okay. Now we know that equivalent capacitance here will be C equivalent equal to C1 plus C2, which is 7 microfarad. Now what is the question? Calculate the total charge from the source and charge on each capacitor. You know, charge of the source, let us say Q, and charge on each capacitor is Q1, let us say, and this is Q2, let us say. Okay. Now charge is distributed to the capacitor according to this relation. I have already told you the charge distributed will depend upon this relation. Now Q1 equal to C1V. So what is the value of C1? Okay, if this is Q1, if this is Q2, then what is the value of C1? 5 microfarad, 5 microfarad into 100, which is 500. And what is Q2? It is 100 into 2 microfarad, that is 200. Now, this is the charge across first capacitor, this is the charge across second capacitor. Now, what is the total charge? It is the Q1 plus Q2 equal to Q. So, by this way, we can calculate the charge on each capacitor and also charge of the source. Okay. So, we have studied series combination of capacitors, we have studied parallel combination of capacitor. Let us study the comparison between these two. We know capacitor in series. Suppose if we have capacitor in series, then they are connected like this. Okay, they are connected to some battery having voltage V. If we have three capacitors connected in parallel, then we have combination like this. Okay, and this is connected to some battery. Okay, C1, C2 and C3. C1, C2 and C3. So let us compare. In series combination of the capacitor, charge remains same but potential gets divided through this relation, that is V1 plus V2 plus V3. Why? Because the Q charge will move from the positive terminal of the battery and the left plate becomes positively charged, and due to induction process, negative charge will come on the inner side of the second plate and the positive charge will move toward the outer side. And due to repulsion, this positive charge will move toward the left plate of the capacitor 2. And how much charge will move toward the capacitor 2? This depends upon the how much charge will be developed here. And the charge developed here was Q. That is the charge on the battery. Okay. And because of one-to-one interaction, that is one positive will attract one negative. One positive will attract one negative. So it means equal amount of charge, equal amount of positive charge will develop over here. So it means if here plus Q charge, then here will be plus Q charge. Okay. It means total charge on the each capacitor will remain same, that is Q. And Q is the charge on the battery. But potential gets divided into three parts because it is the work done divided by charge, and work done is divided into three capacitors, that is W1 plus W2 and W3. Okay. But in parallel combination, potential was the same, but charge gets divided according to this relation because we have three parts. The charge gets divided into 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Now, equivalent capacitance in series combination is C equivalent 1 over C equivalent equal to 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus 1 over C3. But equivalent capacitance in parallel combination is C equivalent equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Now, resultant capacitance decreases and is less than the least value of the individual capacitors in parallel in series combination. But in parallel combination, the resultant capacitance is greater than any of the individual capacitance because it is simply the sum of all the capacitances. Okay. So this was about the comparison. Now, very important, suppose in series combination we have n number of capacitors and each having equal capacitance, that is C. Okay. Then what will be the result? 1 over C equivalent equal to 1 over C plus 1 over C plus 1 over C and up to so on plus 1 over C. Means n times we will add these capacitances. Okay. Now, if we take LCM C, then 1 plus 1 plus 1 we will add 1 n times. So what will become? It becomes n. Okay. Then 1 over C equivalent is n over C. Then what will be the C equivalent? It is C divided by n. Same, If we have n number of capacitors, each having capacitance C and they are connected in parallel, then what will be the equivalent capacitance? It is C plus C plus C up to C n times, and it will become n into C. Suppose, let us explain this by example. Suppose we have 20 capacitors. Suppose we have 20 capacitors, okay, and each having capacitance 40 microfarad, okay. If they are connected in series, then what will be the equivalent capacitance? It is C divided by N. What is C? It is 40 microfarad and number of capacitors are 20. So, answer is 2 microfarad. Equivalent capacitance will be the 2 microfarad. It means it is less than the individual capacitance, okay. And if we have 20 capacitors and each having capacitance to 40 microfarad and if they are connected in parallel, then what will be the equivalent capacitance? It will be N. What is N? It is 20 multiplied by the C, that is 40 microfarad, which is equal to 800 microfarad, okay. So this is the way you can calculate the capacitance of capacitors having same value of the capacitance, okay. So when you have to calculate the equivalent capacitance in series combination, just divide capacitance by n, and if you want to calculate the capacitance in parallel combination, then multiply the capacitance with the number of the capacitors, okay. So this was all about the series combination of the capacitors and the parallel combination of the capacitors. In next video I will teach you about the energy stored in a capacitor. So thank you very much. If you want PDF notes, you can ask me in comment section or you can follow me on my Telegram channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay happy, stay healthy.